Well, it was almost a month ago that the Angels of Anarchy seized the RWL Women's World Tag Team Championships from American Powers, and Patty Powers and Liberty Belle Danielle Heathcote have awaited this rematch for quite some time. I don't think a match outcome has ever been more hotly contested here in RWL. I think it was kind of a first.
Hotly contested to the point of referees being accused of bad officiating, the front office becoming directly involved in the aftermath, and CEO Colin O'Toole wanted to see this rematch happen because honestly, at this particular time in history, the Angels of Anarchy just aren't fitting tag team champions, and everyone, from the front office down to the fans in the stands, are all in mutual agreement.
And there's a lot of people that say Liberty Belle Danielle, maybe she made too much noise, she squawked too hard about losing the match or about the referee, and Colin O'Toole had to become directly involved. Now, she took a pounding in her last matchup against Showbiz. I'm wondering what kind of condition she's in. Well, Myron, we all make mistakes. That's why they put rubber on the ends of pencils. It's a good thing Danielle is a successful and valued star. Anybody else would probably be out on the street. With Patty and Danielle both having lost singles matches in the last few weeks, it's a question of whether or not they're up to the task of facing the Angels of Anarchy tonight. But mistakes are made to be learned from, and I'm sure Liberty Belle Danielle Heathcote has learned from her. And here they are, almost without argument, the most controversial Women's World Tag Team Champions RWL has ever had, the Angels of Anarchy. It's ironic they finally got a hold of the tag team titles, and now they're hated for it because they took them away from American Powers. I think if they had taken them away from anybody else, it might not be quite that big a deal. You might be surprised to learn the AOA actually does have a fan base. It's very small. You could barely build a support group from it. But just the same, hey, they got fans. I'm sure there's a small contingent here that's hoping the AOA will retain the titles, but they're in the minority.
It's a microscopic fan base, Myron. You've definitely seen the Not My Tag Team Champions signs fans have been holding up the last couple of weeks. And I'm betting Wendy and Nikki Judas Haardkore are gonna resort to whatever it might take to retain those belts.
Following contest, set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit, is for the RWL Women's World Tag Team Championships. Introducing first, American Powers. Their opponents accompanied by Heather Haardkore, the RWL Women's World Tag Team Champions. The Angels of Anarchy.
Patty and Danielle staring absolute daggers at Wendy and Nikki Haardkore as this match prepares to get underway, with Patty Powers and Wendy O. Haardkore starting things off in this tag team title match. All right, we're off. Patty spins her around with a hard right. Wendy Haardkore, gathered up over the shoulder by Patty Powers, drives a knee right into the back of Wendy Haardkore, misses with the stomp. Wendy locks her up, delivers a kick to the midsection. Well executed spinning slam. And here comes Nikki Judas Haardkore with Heather Haardkore standing ringside watching closely by. Nikki catches a knee to the midsection from Patty. A hard lift. And a two-handed choke lift. But a gouge to the face from Nikki Haardkore. Nikki goes behind. Takes Patty Powers down to the canvas. Takes a rebound off the middle rope. Beautiful flying crossbody. Right across the back of Patty Powers. Winds it up. There's an elbow across the back of the head of Patty Powers. Here we go. Nikki Judas Haardkore already doing a little bit of showing off. Rebound off the ropes. Now look at this. Ooh, man. Beautiful moonsault from Nikki Judas Haardkore. Followed up with a stomp. Nikki rounds up Patty. Nice hip toss. Patty Powers on the wrong side of town in the AOA corner. Nikki Haardkore with a kick to the midsection. Winds up Patty Powers' arm, and she's going to take her for a walk. All the way across to the other side. Look at this. Off the top rope. Beautiful arm drag. Nikki Judas Haardkore rounds her up. Catches a jawjacker from Patty Powers. A hard right. Patty locks her up. Has her all the way up. And it is the long, stalling, vertical suplex. Boom! There it is. Oh, man. Nikki Judas Hardcore certainly felt that one. Patty Powers tags in Liberty Bell Danielle Heathcote. I'll see where this goes. Kick to the midsection from Nikki. Another. And a spinning neckbreaker. And look at this. Whoa! Handstand knees to the midsection. Wow. Nikki Judas Hardcore with another neckbreaker on Danielle. Here comes Wendy Hardcore on the tag. Liberty Bell just standing there waiting for her. Locks up. Wendy Hardcore whips her over the top rope and out onto the floor. And a lot of this match is going to be contested on the outside. Be prepared for that. Here we go. Big time leg drop off the top rope to the throat of Wendy Hardcore. And Wendy is laid out. Liberty Bell Danielle debating whether she wants to go to face Wendy or to do something about Heather Haardkore, who she's got definite problems with. Well, look, she just made up her mind. Oh, man, one arm suplex to Heather Haardkore. Danielle Heathcote rounds up Heather again and pitches her towards the barricade. Wendy Hardcore right there catches a counter and a double shot to the midsection from Liberty Bell Danielle. Wendy Hardcore slams her down by her throat head first. Danielle counters with a kick to the head. Wendy Hardcore with a drop kick takes down Liberty Bell Danielle. Danielle counters with a kick to the head, gets back up on her feet, and is debating again whether or not she wants to go after Heather Haardkore one more time, but delivers a series of slaps and a double shot before she does to Wendy Hardcore. Look at this. She is so confused she just can't make up her mind which one she wants to go after first. Okay. Danielle seriously debating what she wants to do here. The referee continues to count on the outside. Oh, man. She is conflicted. Very conflicted. Okay, Wendy Hardcore wins. There we go. Wendy counters. Grabs Danielle by her hair and tosses her towards the timekeeper's area. Wendy Hardcore rounds up Danielle as a hard right that puts her up against the barricade. Heather Haardkore just eyeballing Liberty Bell Danielle. Wendy Hardcore back inside the ring. Danielle going after Heather again. There's another double shot to the midsection before Danielle Heathcote takes herself back inside the ring to go after Wendy Hardcore. Wendy misses with a swing, catches a double shot and a right. Liberty Bell Danielle setting it up, and there it is. Chicken wing suplex to Wendy Hardcore from Liberty Bell Danielle. Danielle drives a knee into the head of Wendy Hardcore, misses with the rolling elbow though. Wendy Hardcore just a step too quick. A chop across the chest from Danielle. Wendy up in a front cradle, up over the shoulder and hung up over the top rope by Liberty Bell Danielle. Danielle steps out. Here comes Powerhouse Patty Powers. Wendy Hardcore just about back on her feet. Hard right from Patty. A kick to the midsection from Wendy. Snapmare from Wendy Hardcore. A rebound off the ropes and a drop kick right to the head of Patty Powers that takes her down. And here comes Nikki Judas Hardcore again as Patty Powers just about makes it to her feet. Nikki Hardcore locks up. Winds up getting whipped over the top rope out onto the floor by Powerhouse Patty Powers. And whoa, she is in her hometown in Tampa, Florida, and they are just loving Patty Powers. Oh, man. Nikki Judas Hardcore taking her time about getting back inside the ring. Up over the top rope she goes. Patty counters with an elbow to the leg. Got Nikki Judas Hardcore up, but there are elbows to the side of the head. Nikki escapes that one. Kick to the midsection. And there's that beautiful spinning slam again from the AOA. A leg snap from Nikki Judas Hardcore. Nikki rounds up Patty. Locks her up. Nice hip toss. Judo style hip toss. And here comes Wendy Hardcore on the tag. Patty Powers laid out near the corner. Wendy Hardcore is into a leg lock on Patty Powers, the referee. Checking things out here. Walt Rothburn back refereeing again after a couple of days off. Knee to the midsection from Patty Powers. Patty sets her up for the long vertical suplex, but no, knee to the head from Wendy Hardcore. A kick to the midsection and another spinning slam from Wendy Hardcore. Nikki Hardcore comes in on the tag. Patty Powers is laid out just about center ring. Look at this. Rebound off the ropes, and there's a senton to the midsection of Patty Powers. Nikki Judas Hardcore rolling senton a second time. Nikki Setting it up a third one. Nikki Haardkore, absolutely sadistic. Here we go, a fourth rolling senton to the midsection of Patty Powers. Perched up on the middle rope, then off the top rope, and then beautiful moonsault. Got to give credit where it's due. Patty Powers rounded up again. There's a kick to the midsection. There's that rolling slam, and there's the cover and a pin. 1, 2. Oh, no, Patty Powers finding her way out of the pin. Nikki Judas Haardkore gathers Patty up again, locks her up. Escorting her to the Angels of Anarchy's corner. Head first into the turnbuckle. Goes Patty Powers. She counters with an elbow and escapes. Locks up Nikki Judas Haardkore. Has her up in a front cradle, but no. Elbows to the side of the head from Nikki Haardkore. A kick to the midsection. Traps Patty in the corner as Wendy Haardkore is tagged in. Here comes a double team from the AOA. Hard whip to the ropes for Patty. Whoa! Man. Double toss. Wendy Haardkore takes herself all the way up to the top rope and big time crossbody. And Patty's midsection is starting to take quite a bit of punishment here. Wendy Haardkore tags out. Tags in Nikki Judas Haardkore. Patty trying to make her way to the corner, but Nikki going for a pin to prevent. 1. But Danielle right there to break it up after 1. Nikki rounds up Patty. Patty counters. Wendy shown the outside by Danielle. Look at this all the way up. Patty Powers with a military press on Nikki Judas Haardkore. Lets gravity do the work. Drops her. Look at this. I think she's going to do it again. Oh, man. Patty Powers showing the fans that all them sentons did not do very much. Meanwhile, Danielle and Wendy are dueling it on the outside, just outside of our camera range. Nikki Haardkore rounded up by Patty Powers. Tom handle suplex as Patty goes for the cover. 1, 2. Oh, man, a near fall. Nearest fall we've had so far. And Danielle and Wendy Haardkore are battling it out on the outside. Finally, Wendy starting to make it back to her corner. There's a hard right to Nikki from Patty Powers, and there's a big-time splash right across the midsection of Nikki Judas Haardkore. Patty Powers taking herself all the way up to the top, and boom, there's another beautiful crossbody to Nikki Haardkore. Liberty Bell Danielle Heathcote laid out on the outside. Patty Powers draws a knee into the head of Nikki Haardkore. Might have stunned her pretty good. Patty Powers starts dragging Nikki Haardkore towards center ring. Liberty Bell Danielle finally back up on her feet. Here's a cover again. 1, 2. But no. Nikki Haardkore getting that left shoulder up just in time. Patty Powers decides it's time to beat it out of town. Here comes Liberty Bell Danielle. Danielle Heathcote moves in. Locks up Nikki Haardkore. Sets up for the fisherman, but catches a shot to the midsection. Gets locked up by Nikki Judas Haardkore. Pretty good hip toss from Nikki. Nikki makes her way to the top turnbuckle. Patty Powers watching as Danielle is on one knee on the inside over here. Nikki Judas Haardkore. Whoa! Nikki Haardkore driving all her weight into the chest of Liberty Bell Danielle Heathcote. And now Nikki is squirting Danielle to her team's corner. Here comes Wendy Haardkore on the tag. And here comes another double team. A double axe handle across the arm of Danielle and a leg sweep. All in one fell swoop. That was pretty impressive. Driving knees into the midsection. And look at this. Does it a second time with a backflip. Wendy Haardkore goes for the cover, but wait a minute. She's changed her mind. Decides to go for it again. 1. But no, only a 1. Danielle powering out of the pen. Wendy Haardkore takes herself all the way up to the top turnbuckle. Here comes Patty Powers trying to break it up. Danielle stands up. Wendy changes her mind, delivers a kick to the midsection. Goes for the spinning slam one more time before beating it out of town. And here comes Nikki Judas Haardkore again. The Angels of Anarchy doing quite a bit of showing off here. Danielle counters with a shot to the midsection. Locks up Nikki, goes behind. German suplex from Danielle. Hard shot to the midsection from Nikki Judas Haardkore. A kick to the midsection. Nikki winds up the arm, taking Danielle for a little walk. Off the top rope, there's that beautiful top rope arm drag again. Well executed by Nikki Judas Haardkore. Liberty Bell Danielle beats it out of town. Here comes Patty Powers on the hot tag. Nikki Judas Haardkore comes back inside the ring. They lock up. Nikki Haardkore quickly countered it with DDT from Patty Powers. A stomp to the head. Patty steps out, and here comes Danielle again. Well, they are doing a lot of frequent tagging. There's a chop, a miss. Elbows to the midsection from Danielle Heathcote. Nikki Haardkore backed off. Danielle with a beautiful suplex. Danielle rounds up Nikki. Takes her to her corner. Smashes her head into the turnbuckle. Smashes her head into the turnbuckle again. Drapes the leg over the middle rope. Delivers a kick to the calf of Nikki Haardkore. Danielle with a double shot. A right, a chop. Another right takes down Nikki Judas Haardkore. And now Danielle stretching the arm of Nikki Haardkore, taking advantage of her being in near her team's corner. Danielle up on the middle rope as Nikki Haardkore stands herself on up. Here we go. Double axe handle finds the mark right across the head of Nikki Judas Haardkore. Patty Powers watching as Liberty Bell. Danielle starts to go to work on Nikki Judas Haardkore. Nikki counters with a dragon screw, takes down Danielle. Rounds her back up again. Another hip toss. And here we go again. Nikki Judas Haardkore rebounds off the ropes. And there it is again, that beautiful moonsault right across the midsection of Liberty Bell Danielle. Nikki Haardkore tags in Wendy. Danielle waiting center ring for her. They lock up, kick to the midsection from Danielle. Danielle locks her up, goes behind. German suplex on Wendy Haardkore. Liberty Bell Danielle setting it up. There's a cravat suplex to Wendy. Again, the Women's World Tag Team Championships on the line here in this rematch. Danielle locks up Wendy Haardkore, smashes her head into the turnbuckle too. Decides she liked it so much she's going to do it again. A chop across the chest to Wendy Haardkore, and look at this. Danielle up on the middle rope and strangling Wendy Haardkore with a reverse dragon sleeper, takes her down, just lets her drop. Danielle rounds up Wendy, locks her up, has her in the front cradle, escorts her towards the ropes, has her up, hangs her up over the top rope. I thought she was going to toss her out onto the floor, but one's as good as the other. Here's the tag. Here comes Nikki Judas Haardkore. They lock up. Danielle whipped over the top rope, out onto the floor. Off the top rope, man! Whoa! Nikki Judas Haardkore putting her body on the line for that one. Danielle counters with a kick to the head. And Danielle going after Heather again, delivered a cheap shot to Heather Haardkore before nailing Nikki Judas Haardkore with a backbreaker. Nikki locks up Danielle, gets her back inside the ring. Heather Haardkore cheering on her blood sisters. Here we go. Danielle sets it up. Fisherman Buster. Oh, man. Danielle going for the cover and hooks the leg. 1, 2. Yet another near fall. Danielle can't believe it. There's a stomp that misses. Nikki Haardkore locks up with Danielle. There's a kick to the midsection. There's that spinning slam again. As Nikki makes her way to the top turnbuckle, Danielle laid out, starting to make her way to a standing position. And here it goes. Oh, man, a glancing crossbody that kind of nailed her, but Nikki Judas Haardkore might have hurt herself in the process. Here's a cover. 1, but Patty Powers breaking up the pin. Saving this match for her team. There's a shot to the back to Wendy. Patty Powers pitches her to the outside. Nikki Judas Haardkore sets up. Chicken wing suplex to Patty, and both Patty and Danielle are both laid out. This is not a good thing. Nikki Judas Haardkore with another hip toss to Danielle. And she is setting it up again for that beautiful rebound moonsault. Here it goes. Oh, man. Oh, catches a couple of knees instead. Surprise from Danielle Heathcote. Oh, man. Oh, a series of disrespectful slaps. A rebound off the ropes. But Danielle dodging out of the way. Nikki Judas Haardkore with a shot to the midsection. Got Danielle by the arm. All the way up. There's that top rope arm drag again. The Angels of Anarchy definitely working a strategy here. Danielle is laid out and she might be hurt. Nikki Judas Hardcore just savoring the moment here as the AOA appears to be assuming control of this matchup. Wendy Hardcore makes her way back to her tag corner. Nikki Hardcore rounds up Danielle Heathcote, locks her up, sets up. There's another chicken wing suplex to Liberty Bell Danielle. Nikki Hardcore rounds up Danielle. A spinning heel kick takes her down to the canvas again. Nikki Hardcore rounds up Danielle. There's a second one. Danielle Heathcote in big time trouble on the wrong side of town too. Oh man, a series of disrespectful slaps again. Here goes Nikki, rebound off the ropes, but again misses with the driving knee. Danielle gets out of the way, delivers a kick to the midsection, takes her down, and into that armbar. Walt Rothburn checking the things out, and she is tapping out right away. This is it, it's all over. American Powers regains the Women's World Tag Team Championships.
The time was 17 minutes and 36 seconds. Your winners and new Women's World Tag Team Champions, American Powers.
Oh, this team certainly taking quite the pummeling at the hands of the Angels of Anarchy, but at the end of it, with the smoke cleared, Liberty Bell Danielle and Powerhouse Patty regaining the Women's World Tag Team Champions and their Triple Crown status all in one fell swoop, but it was certainly a rough hill to climb.
It's kind of like order being restored to a chaotic universe. Man, I can't even think of a time that a win seemed to bring back a sense of normalcy to a disordered world.
What, you didn't vote in the last election? Myron, you are a killer, son. But nonetheless, yes, Patty Powers and Liberty Bell Danielle Heathcote righting a great wrong here tonight and regaining both their Triple Crown status and the Women's World Tag Team Championships all in one shot, just like you said, Don. We still got a couple of more matches to get through, and we're going to do all that right after the break. Don't go anywhere.